An Indian student in Canada on a student visa was just caught and sentenced by a judge for the guy was living for a few years with a bunch of female roommates, and he had a peephole, and he was looking into the bathroom and actually recording them, four different females, and they freaked out. Obviously now they're, I think, going to counseling, and they just feel horrible. They don't use public bathrooms. There's a whole bunch that they're just, not dealing with very well. And the guy was secretly recording through a peephole and staring at them getting dressed, using the bathroom for years. And now they're not trusting anyone. Now, the interesting thing, I mean, it's such a terrible crime, is I think people want to know, like myself, what would happen if someone did such a crime? I mean, most people don't think about doing anything like this. We just have no idea what would happen. So does he get kicked out of the country? He's only on a student visa. He's not even a permanent resident. Just what happens if you're caught doing this? Do you go to jail? So let's just take a quick peek through the article on this, just so we understand, what is going on with the country of Canada at the moment. National Post, this just came out, says Indian man avoids immigration consequences, in quotes, after spying on woman using bathroom in his Ontario home. His appropriate sentence was reduced to 5.5 months in jail. So he did go to jail, which is interesting, it sounds like, while a sentence of more than 6 months would have made him inadmissible on grounds of serious criminality. So the judge is saying the actual rule is you should go to jail for more than 6 months, and the way the law is written is that means you're kicked out of the country. But he said, "Oh, I feel sorry for the guy, so let's just reduce it to less than that so that you don't have to lose your immigration status and you get to stay, even though you've been peeping and bothering people for years." And in the comments, there's like hundreds of comments already, and people are like, "Why are we making people that do this have like, easier consequences than if a local person did it? It's not like we have to have them here. As the rule stands, I mean, they should be kicked out." But anyway, so, an Ontario judge weighed the immigration consequences from a former international student who spied on his female housemates through a peephole as they used the bathrooms and made video recordings of four of them in various stages of undress over a period of 6 months. The Ontario court heard Aswin Sajeevan, an Indian citizen here on a student visa, lived with 11 other people in Barrie. 20-year-old pleaded guilty to 4 counts of voyeurism. So he accepts it. He says, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. So the judge found that the fit and appropriate range of sentence for this offender on the facts of the case for the four offenses pleaded would have been between 6 months and a year. So that's what he thinks he should have gotten, meaning you're out. You're automatically kicked out. But he felt sorry for the guy. So let's just scroll down and see what some of the women had to say here. Let's see. He's sincerely remorseful. Well, I hope so. Blah blah blah. Collateral damages is mandatory, not optional. Okay. Soon after the group moved in August of 2024, they discovered a peephole between the laundry room and the bathroom, only to have been uncovered each time. One of the male tenants and the four women who were spied on went to Barrie police this month to report it. They told investigators they found the guy crouched down in the laundry room, the lights off, peering through a peephole in the wall in the bathroom. They were naked. The woman was naked using the facilities. I mean, this is just ridiculous. You wonder what kind of students we're getting. I mean, this is not a normal thing for I went to university. I never saw anybody doing this, especially over a period of months. It wasn't, not that this would be acceptable, but it wasn't like a one-time thing. Someone was drunk and thought it was funny. I mean, this was a whole guy had a whole setup here. So people got suspicious. It goes like that. And then it just, it goes on to say, like, another female roommate reported she does not feel emotionally safe around men, which is terrible, and that these crimes made it very hard to trust. So the guy does go to jail, which in a way surprises me because you hear of so many crimes, and it's not like a hardcore jail, it's some like wimpy thing. But it surprises me in a way that they go anywhere because you hear like crime is so soft here. But it does bring up, like, because the guy said normally for these kind of crimes, they just let you stay at home. But because he's doing the crime at home, it didn't make any sense. Um, and in the article, I can't find it at the moment, but somewhere it says that the guy was, wasn't even a good school he was here on. He's in kind of a low end job because he was suspended for having low grades. So it's not a good student. He's not acting, he's clearly not in the interest of Canada to have him here after he's been here. So it goes to the whole thing of who are we bringing in? Not a good school. He was a bad student at the school. He's doing this kind of thing. But we're saying, you know what, let's not kick him out of the country because we don't want to. So one question is, what kind of a message does that send? Certainly not one that Canada's tough on crime. It's like once you get in, so we're taking millions of people in. Once you get in, then I guess you get to do crimes, and we will consider bending the rules so that you can stay, even if you're caught doing these types of things. So I don't know. I mean, like, I don't really see what kind of a good message this sends. I've traveled around the world. I've never seen any other countries, bending the rules like this. You can just imagine if you're over there failing out of school and pulling this. I mean, you'd be lucky to be kicked out. So anyway, would love to hear what you think, but this to me is just, once again being pathetic, and we're just not really standing up for the type of country that really we hope to have, which is to bring a lot of immigrants in, the high quality ones, and just expect a certain level of common decency and following laws and stuff so that everybody can feel good about, who's here and not just feeling sorry for, um, criminals. Now, this isn't like the worst crime in the world, but I mean, it's certainly not a good one. So, anyway, love to hear what you think. Talk to you in the next one.